Evening all, welcome to Prison Architect 1.9. So things are going well. Pyrex Towers version 2.0 is a place of order and discipline, and basically anybody who steps out of line gets smacked down. Actually, none of them have. This is the weird thing about the game, is that when you get to the point where pretty much everybody's quote content, they don't really cause any problems, and it's bizarre. They seem to get on as well. I thought for some reason in the previous versions I played, or prisons I played, prisoners generally start to get on each other's nerves and they start to like have infights. Now I've not had any of that in this. Maybe having two separate cell blocks helps. Maybe just generally having, you know, to be honest, they don't really have any wants, to be honest with you. These are the most sort of catered and pandered for prisoners out there, pretty much. They've got what they want when they had it. As you can see, clothing's becoming an issue. We do solve this. I've built a laundry, but it's not working. So this is why a lot of people have told me, oh, Pyrex, you can have fun with the laundry bug, quote. And to be honest, yeah, I did. It was a major, major challenge, and it took me a while to figure it out. I guess to cut to the chase, I went to deployment, I selected the laundry, and I was able to effectively make it a green free zone, and then able to go to the jobs button, click on jobs, you can click on laundry, and then when people go to work, you can assign, like, you know, a good dozen or so people to go to the laundry. Buy as many washing baskets as you can and place them around the prison, and the prisoners will go and put all their dirty linen in that, and hey presto, problem solved. We'll show you that maybe towards the end, or at least the next video there, in terms of solving this. It took me a long time to figure this out. But anyway, we'll talk more about that maybe the next video. I think certainly what we're looking at today is trying to get the CCTV working, and as you can see, again, just running out of money all the flipping time. And this is why, again, I've kind of cut out a fair bit of play, because to be quite honest with you, I have to. There's just so much here where I'm just grinding through the days, which doesn't feel like a grind, because again, you feel like you're achieving every single day at midnight when you get paid. You feel as if you've achieved. It's quite that's quite a testament to the game design, because again, you're looking obviously for when you pass go and collect your $200, you're looking for that point, but when you do, you feel okay, I've achieved today, so you feel quite good. In terms of the unlocks, we're doing well there as well. We've got a foreman who obviously you know, unlocks things like the laundry, and I think also you need a foreman to be able to do prisoner labor as well. So, you know, it doesn't really seem to do anything when you board him, and he's a ongoing cost, but in essence he's kind of there to enable all of the other function. Also, as you can see, everything's flashing with my cameras. I got this completely wrong. For some reason I just assumed that the CCTV booths did more than they actually do. Basically, you can control up to 3 cameras per one. I thought it was 6, but apparently not, it's 3. So I'd need a lot of these very expensive pieces of console to do it, and I don't know, I'm just not mad on it, to be honest. I think I kind of got it wrong. Anyway, so in terms of needs, again, just waking up in the morning, you know, the first thing I want to do is shower. So, you know, if you kind of go down the list of things, shower and hygiene tick, that every day that's being met 100%. Sleep, same, 100% that's being met. Thankfully, food is as well. So you can see I've got a lot of hungry prisoners. Feed all prisoners on the top left. You see there's a lot of red. That means they're hungry, they're going to eat. And thankfully the kitchens are managing to rise to the challenge here. They're doing a very good job, in fact. They're doing a good one. So here we go. Let's watch the routine today. Let's have a look at actually what routine we see. I mean, effectively, they're all showering. Again, my camera isn't working, so I can't perv on them a little bit. Not that I would want to, anyway. Basically, it's not a woman's, you know, if it's a woman's prison, maybe, but no. I think, again, I'm still trying to get the laundry to work. This was me flailing around stupidly. I was reading the forum as we go, and I was saying, oh, do this, deselect that, unselect cells, you know, move the computer to the left, lift your mouse up, hold it there for 2 minutes, rub it in a bit of mouse blood, and it might work. And I kind of, all of it didn't. To be honest, the one thing that worked was thinking logically and using deploy options, because you got jobs in there, and that's obviously what you can do. You can set your prisoners to work in the workshops when you've unlocked them. You can set them to work in the laundry. I'd advise as many as you can to go into the laundry, because that way they pick up dirty laundry, put them in the basket goes to the laundry, wash, iron, back to the cells, and then every night there's a little, you know, freshly pressed uniform on their bed. It's lovely, it really is. And again, I didn't know it did this, and you'll see this when we figure it out a bit later on. I think also you can make your prisoners go and work in the kitchen, which actually is quite a good cost saving to you, because I think food is food, and prisoners generally, you know, cook relatively well. As you can see, here they go. They're going straight into the canteen, and again, I think this is certainly a testament to the game. Is that, you know, I'm balancing it very nicely. So there we go. Our food requirement is being met very nicely. So again, fingers crossed, it was all working very well. So I got to day 10, not a single incident. So I got a massive bonus because obviously the incidents weren't happening. I was earning relatively good money. Again, you know, there is an attrition with prisoners now. As they serve their sentence, all of a sudden they'll just walk to the front gate and leave, which is kind of funny in a way. I think that's really nice. I think again, around the regime, there's nothing really for them to do currently without workshops. As I say, workshops, I think if you can get workshops as quick as you can, then do as quick as you can, build them as big as you can, put as many machines as you can in there, and then put at least 5 hours a day, split between a 2 and a 3 maybe, of work in there, and assign your prisoners to that. That's what I've not figured out at this point, is assigning through the deployment and jobs tab to do that. Because basically what they do, stereotypical of every prison in the world ever, is they press number plates, license plates, okay? And basically that's it, that's what they do. But that makes you a god amount of ISK, okay? Oh, I said ISK again, sorry, I've got dust on the brain. But that makes you a lot of money, basically. And to be honest, you get to the point where you don't really earn that much from the prisoner, let's say, being there, but you do earn a lot from the work that your prisoners do. Okay, so very much worth it. And again, this is all stuff we'll show you as we go through. I think in terms of where the prison is at the moment in terms of offices, I've not got enough. So obviously I've got my security and my foreman in kind of where I want to build my workshop. So I'm going to look to move them out soon as well. But again, you know, coming to the end of the day, you know, I get frustrated that there's 2 eating cycles in the day. Now, obviously, most people eat twice, I would imagine, a day. But the prisoners don't get hungry. So, as you can see, I've got a whole 2 hours of eating here when no one's eating. So, I dread to think how much, just think how much money that's wasting. So, maybe that's, again, something to look at, is reducing maybe that's something. So, maybe you just eat once, but you eat maybe during the day or something. Don't know, it's a tricky one. We'll do a bit of experimentation with the regime because, again, the regime is fully customizable. So we go 11 o'clock at night, everybody's in bed. I did change my regime just very slightly to make them wake up an hour earlier and then go to bed an hour earlier as well. I find you have to keep the balance because eventually over a number of days you'll see people start to get very tired. So it's worth considering. So here we go, got some money, so we're going to start plugging in and plumbing in our machines, and again just buying laundry baskets. Still not really figured it out yet. Again, I think a lot of people have had this bug with laundry where even when they've said it right, it's still not worked. So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, there we go. We've got our CCTV working, and what a waste of time that was. Basically, the guy keeps wandering out the little reticule, so every so often the CCTV switches off, which is annoying as hell. If you know a workaround for that, please let me know it because it drives me up the wall. Okay, I think in terms of generally the CCTV as it stands, I don't think it's as good as a guard. Having a guard is better, but obviously you don't have the ability to do it for everywhere. So tricky one really. I think I was tempted to maybe buy some more CCTV monitors here, but I just got the impression, well, you know, is it worth it? Are they really that good? The answer is probably no. So I think it's probably better just getting more guards and maybe having them deployed. Okay, so I don't know, it's a funny one. We'll see how that goes. So we go, starting to look at our workshop. Now again, the workshop requires a sawmill and a press, both of which are $1,000 each, which is no small sum. So basically I'm going to have to save up for my first bit of workshop kit here, which is annoying. Again, you know, you find yourself just right, I've got to the point where I can't do anything more in the day, so I'm just going to basically sit here and try figure out how to get my laundry working, and basically just wait for the next day. So it does become a bit frustrating, and I would say this is where I think an additional speed boost would be quite welcome. Problem is, when you speed boost stuff, you start to break the mechanics, so I imagine there's probably an issue with doing that, so sadly we don't. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Buying another cook just to make sure, because you can see there's a lot of prisoners in here now. Pretty much all of them are going to rush and eat soon, so it's all about making sure they're comfortable. Look at these needs. They've got food. Clothing is becoming a really big issue, so again, eventually they will riot if they haven't got clean clothes, so this is why I was really stressing now. Desperate to try and get my my dudes in decent, well, clean clothes, to be honest. I think it's funny because, you know, once it clicks, it's very simple, and I think it just took me a while to figure it out. I think maybe they need something like tooltips or another level of tutorial or something. I don't know. It just needs something like that. But we'll see how that pans out. I think in terms of everything else, I mean, you know, it's kind of coming together. I think, you know, certainly the cells are working, the common rooms are working, the needs of these prisoners is doing, you know, we're basically giving them all the needs they have. I was still trying to figure out maybe this laundry thing here by putting some of the baskets in the cells. You don't do that, just have maybe five tops available, and then they'll move them to and from the cell blocks, and then they just put them in there. But as you can see, pretty much everybody's quite happy. It's kind of working. I think the laundry thing was the only issue I had. I mean, there were, as you can see, look at that, just the right amount of food. So, you know, eating, I mean, again, they'll eat this once a day, they'll eat, but then they won't eat again. So this is why I'm kind of questioning maybe I don't need a second eat cycle. But I don't know, I don't want them to get so unhappy that they don't eat at all. I don't know, we'll do some experimentation. The infirmary has not been used. The doctor's not done anything yet. The morgue is completely waste of time it being there. So as you can see, you know, you get to the point where you think, you know, by it all working, you don't actually need a lot of your prison. You know, the wardens are basically never really having to do anything to anybody. They're scanning everybody as they come in, so there's very little trouble with weapons, which is good. Nobody's got the moodies, which is even better. So, you know, it was kind of coming together. I think if I can stress, have phones available. Phones to me were absolutely critical, because that ability for these dudes to basically call loved ones, I think, kept them from basically going completely batshit crazy. And I think that was probably one of the good things. As you can see, I'm moving my dude here. The foreman needs to go, and I think security will need to go as well. So just trying to relocate everything. One of the things I would say is relocation is really nice in this game. It's very quick. Just by dezoning there and then zoning where that dude was, you'll see him now run. There he goes. Straight off he goes towards that new office. So it's really good. Very clever. Very intuitive. And then all we need to do is move the furnitures across. Again, the little entry passageway is working very well. I was quite surprised at that. I have got more doors, but I just unlock them and leave them open. You can immediately call a lockdown if ever you need to. Don't forget that. And I think that's something that I haven't needed to do at this point. But again, if ever I needed to, I could just literally shut every door immediately, and then everybody's locked down. But everything seems to be behaving. The only issue was really around the clothing piece. So this is why I was desperately trying to, you know, scratch my brain on how on earth to make that work. Again, I think, you know, it just takes experience. Once you know, then forever. And I think it's like any game, really. You know, once I figured out the workshops as well, I was just blown away by it. So I've massively put a huge amount of effort into that. Now, one thing I would say is that the prison is getting pretty dirty, so I think I'm going to start training my bureaucracy towards the cleaner. I think the cleaner is something that you should really, you know, try and get into the prison as soon as possible, because a clean prison is a tidy prison. And it does seem, I don't know if it affects anything, maybe the comfort level perhaps, but you do notice the difference. This, as you can see, this thing has become very trodden as a building, so yeah, not perfect. As you can see, just messing about a little bit with the regime, but we go to bedtime again. So here we go. We can finally afford our first machines. Woohoo. And there we go. So what we've done is we've basically purchased one saw and one press. And all they would do is they will saw aluminium sheets into squares, little squares, and then the press turns them into license plates. And that's what you sell. And the more you sell, the more money you make, to the point where pretty much the workshops will become your primary focus of the prison, because you'll make so much money by doing it that you'll be well placed to do it. Now, again, probably one of the things I didn't factor in at this point was power. Power is always going to be a challenge in this prison because I've only got one generator, plus not many capacitors, and I have my water pump linked to it. My God, what am I talking about? This is so boring. But seriously, it's so crazy. There's some of the things you talk about, like, yeah, I must look at the regime. Yeah, I'm not sure I want them having free time at 11. It's like, Jesus, this is like work, but it's fun. And I must stress to you, this game is fun. You just become so immersed in making the prison perfect. I don't know what it is they've done, but you actually really have this passion to make the game just work, and you want to make it as streamlined and as effective as you possibly can. So I think it's great. So we go into the morning. Everything seems to be kind of going to plan, and I think we'll probably look to cut there. And I think what we'll do next time is we'll show you maybe about an hour advanced, and this is where the workshops are really turning over a profit, and the whole prison is now set to expand. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.